Live from Granger Studios 1323 in Madison, Wisconsin, it's Last Year Tonight with your hosts, Jeffrey Atkins and Daniel Skolowinski. Daniel Zafronsky. Daniel Hababowitsky. Oh, it's Dansky.
Alright, hey, welcome, and thanks for joining us. Tonight we'll take a look back on a journey that we all took together. We'll cover some of the highs and lows that happened in last year here at Granger. You may laugh, you may cry, and you might even just learn something.
That's right, Dan. And speaking of learning something, I think a lot of us learned new things this year. Like Team A3, who learned in Littlefield that it's harder than it looks to beat Team Do Nothing. Or, like many of us who learn what happens to your body when you eat free Ian's Pizza 6 times a week.
We all know that unless you're Donovan, or you have a time turner, it's hard to attend every event that happens in the NBA program. That's why the goal of our first segment is to make up for any events you missed and make you feel like you were actually there. We call it In Case You Missed It.
In case you missed Meet the Mormons, you didn't. They're your classmates. You've met them.
In case you missed the GMN competition, staying up late all night to work on a case is exactly as exciting as it sounds.
In case you missed Polar Plunge, it was cold.
In case you missed the Christmas party, it's like taps, but we looked fancy as f***.
In case you missed any lunch event, there was Ian's.
In case you missed a Weichel, smart people said stuff, and the beer was free.
And finally, in case you missed taps,
Hey Sarah, how are you?
one of the things every NBA must go through are job and internship interviews. But not all interviews are the same, and you might have wondered what interviews are like for the other specializations. Fortunately, we've got the answers. This year, we were granted exclusive access to watch and film interviews from each of the 10 specializations. What we found was fascinating. Let's watch.
Thanks for coming in for an interview. Do you have what it takes to be the next American real estate mogul?
Billions and billions of dollars I'm going to make. The biggest real estate mogul you have ever seen. And I'm telling you this, and my lawyer says that I shouldn't, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be billions of dollars, and it's going to be bigly, and this is where it's going to happen, and I'm going to be the best real estate mogul.
So you're in supply chain. Tell me, what is the difference between OTM and supply chain?
Well, basically OTM can do all of our jobs. I'm not sure we can do all of theirs.
Well, thanks for coming in. It looks like you're smart, qualified, your GMAT score is off the charts, but unfortunately, we're not looking for people like that right now. Also, I have no idea what operations even is. So, sorry about that. BT Dub, can you direct me to the brand center?
So as we discussed, this is going to be a case interview. We're going to give you a real-world scenario of something you're actually going to see in the arts business world. Are you ready?
I think so.
Here's your case study. One word of advice, stay inside the lines. Please come work for us. With a brand like this, you're really able to change and affect people's lives.
Grovel a little more.
Please?
More.
Please.
More.
Please come work for us.
More.
Please.
More. I have 10 job offers. I'll think about it.
Next on the schedule is ASAP. That's not a real center. Funny guy. Rick, was that you? That's pretty funny. ASAP's not a real thing. It's lunchtime, I know that much.
So Carl, as a human resources professional getting your MBA, what is it you say you do here?
I'm a people person! Why don't you interviewers get this?
What's up, man? Chad Barrington. What's going on, man?
Brett, nice to meet you.
Nice. Yeah, cool.
So, do you golf?
Yeah, of course I golf.
Do you lift?
Bro, are you serious? Of course I lift.
Legs too?
No. Dude, that's not even in the question, man. When you ask do you lift, you're not talking about legs. Nobody does legs.
I fit in just fine here.
Yeah, no shit, right? Are we done here? I gotta get to the KK.
So Carl, I've been interviewing a lot of people from brand. Why should I choose someone for market research?
I don't need to count on my fingers.
Next, we'll go live to a special report from Stu Slifer.
Aaron Hammer, Dan. My name's Aaron Hammer.
Thank you, Carl. That was very informative. Let's now jump to Brent, who earlier this year covered one of the biggest stories to ever hit the NBA program. Brent, what do you have for us tonight?
Dan, we just got huge news. It has just been reported that the NBA program is going to be canceled. Wait, getting some new information. Suspended, Dan. It's going to be suspended for 1 year. Wait, hold on, Dan. Everything's fine, Dan. The program's fine.
All right. That certainly was a close call. I'm sure there'll be no lasting repercussions from this incident.
Now let's hear from the boots on the ground, our special reporter, Sarah. We seem to have lost Sarah. Let's have some fun now. Our next segment is called 10 Things You May Not Know.
You may not know that Rodrigo is not in brand management. What the hell center is he in?
You may not know that OTM isn't the clique. We're just too scared to talk to you.
You may not know that we have no idea what operations technology managers do either.
You may not know that Risk and ASAP are different centers.
You may not know that OTM didn't steal the brand N64. We already have one, but we know you stole our PS3.
You may not know that Greg's operations management class isn't that hard. You just suck at algebra.
You may not know that Jeff here has a girlfriend in Canada.
You may not know that OTM split up once and talked to other people. It was horrible.
You may not know that this guy is going to Tesla. Suck it, brand.
And with that, we'll be back after a word from our sponsor. Speaking of awkward, our next segment is about awkward things you probably wanted to say to your professor during class, but you didn't have a beer, so you didn't say it. We call this things you wanted to say to your professor during class, but you didn't have a beer, so you didn't say it.
Hey, Greg.
Oh, hey, Steph.
I just wanted to stop and say thanks for ruining standing in line for me. Now I try to calculate inter-arrival times every time I'm at the grocery store.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, how about a dad joke to make you feel better?
Fine.
Why do chicken coops have 2 doors? Because if they had 4 doors, they'd be chicken sedans.
Jan, noodles, really? You made us touch dog testicles. What the hell?
Carl, I've been doing this for 20 years. The look on your faces is priceless. It gets funnier every year.
Hey, Hurt, I was wondering if you were kicked out of Canada for not being polite.
I was kicked out of Canada for using that lousy marketing lingo.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, what's up, Kamal?
I actually wanted to talk to you about this Medtronic ICA presentation. I really don't want to present that. Can we do something about it?
You must have gotten my email this morning about all group members have to participate. I can't really bend the rules just for you, Kamal.
Will this help?
You know, apparently you haven't had your negotiations class. Would have to say that that's not going to convince me to do otherwise.
In that case, will this help?
Well, maybe there is some hope of making an exception for you. And I do have an offshore account in the Bahamas. So I may be able to work something out.
And let's Blake to our field reporter, Blake, who has some late Blaking news. What do you have for us, Blake?
Good afternoon from Granger Hall. Granger may not be as safe as you think. There have been a string of missing persons cases that have worried us. Some believe this is simply turnover, while others theorize that foul play may be involved, and that the Kelly School of Business may be masterminding.
We all know we have a lot to learn from those that came before us, which is why before the second years graduate, we wanted to get some of their insights for posterity. So we had our field reporters track down some of our best and brightest soon-to-be graduates.
Thanks, Jeff. We're here with Foster, trying to get some advice from our second years. So, Foster, what advice would you have for somebody wanting to run for GBA president next year?
Don't do it.
Foster, what are your plans for next year?
Well, a little known fact, actually, this is my 3rd time in the MBA program. So my plans are to re-enroll again one more time, this time as a brand student. Keep flipping burgers at the tailgates and plan on keeping on bringing down the average test score for the MBA students.
I'm Kenny, here with Ben as a second-year OTM student, giving advice to any prospective student.
Sure. If you're still trying to pick a center and you really like a challenge, I'd suggest you go with junior OTM.
What is junior OTM?
Supply chain.
Why?
Because it's twice as easy to get in, but twice as hard to get a job.
We're here with second year Blake Steiner to ask him a few questions about what it's like to be a second year. So Blake, do you have any advice for OTM students about how to get an internship?
Oh, hey Brent, that's a great question. Pretend to be a brand student. Ask Divvy about that one.
Now we're here to ask Andy Lehman for his advice on how to take advantage of your second year in the program. Andy?
Taking advantage of your second year. By far and away, the best advice I can give you. Almost fell in the water there. Have a baby, dude. Like, that's definitely the way to go. It's your ultimate free-for-all. Like, you just, whenever there's something you don't want to do, you just, I got family stuff. I got a baby to go take care of.
Well, that's it for our show tonight, folks. Thanks for joining us as we journey through school year 2017 to 2018. And remember, buy low,
sell high.
That's a wrap. Everybody put your pants on.